Feliz Navidad, Prospero año, felicidad.
I want to wish you a Merry Christmas.
We want to wish you a Merry.
Thanks for telling me that we're doing that.
I said it out loud like 30 seconds ago.
It was more of a whisper between
I was a
camera.
done
Yeah,
whisper.
I don't think it was.
We can try again.
No,
See, the thing
Can I get
is-
an I?
No.
Oh, no, that's...
Thing is Cam and I are on a platform up here, Dad, and you're down here.
Yeah,
So
you gotta
have
get
to-
on our
Yeah,
level.
you have to
Get
get
your
on our
bars
level.
up.
You
gotta...
have to...
You gotta...
What bars? Are these
Bars up! You gotta get your bars up!
Are these figurative bars or like actual bars?
We purchased bars on the way here. Klondike.
Well, thanks.
What would you do?
I actually had a Mr. Big.
Greg loves them Mr. Big now. Delicious. I hate Mr. Big bars.
I would
They're
go
shit.
to North Korea
They're
with a
not
copy
bad.
of the
They're
interview.
poopy.
I would go to North Korea with a copy of the interview and put it on a projector somewhere for a Klondike bar.
It's a lot
Dan's
to
gonna
do for
die
a
for.
Klondike bar.
Dan's gonna die for a Klondike
Ah.
bar.
That's like saying I'm gonna run into traffic and get stomped by like a semi-trailer for a
There you
Klondike
go.
bar.
Nailed it.
No thanks.
Nailed it, Greg.
Or you know what? Go to Australia and fight a kangaroo for a Klondike bar.
I do that.
Those things would kill you. It's like, hey,
I know,
I'm
they-
gonna go hug
they
a
would
grizzly bear
dismember
for
me
a Klondike
limb by
bar.
limb.
I wonder, okay, you know how
terrifying.
we talk about like, oh, I'm gonna go fight a kangaroo. Like, is that
die.
is our equivalent like to them? Like them be like, well, you go to Canada and fight grizzly bears, like you die. Like
Yeah,
us would be like, no,
pretty
you're
much.
gonna die. You're gonna die.
You would die.
Yeah.
Kangaroos.
Kangaroo kick pressure. The pressure.
No, dude,
involved?
Kangaroos are fucking
like-
badasses, man.
Kangaroos. There's been stories. Kangaroos like rip people's arms off.
Like if you
Their
see
legs
a
off.
kangaroo, you get the fuck out of there. It's like seeing a grizzly bear. You're like, I'm not dealing with this. Fuck
Unless
that.
No,
you go
what do you
see-
do when you see a grizzly bear? Go in a fetal position.
Oh yeah,
No,
play
you
dead.
don't. Who the fuck does that?
You give
You
an
run
easy
away as
target.
fast as you can and climb the highest tree.
You give an
They-
easy-
Why? They can
can't
climb
run-
too.
No, they can't.
Yes, they
It's a
can.
fairy tale.
Did you guys?
No,
know
what
this?
you do is you go on a flimsier branch and they can go on. That's how you get them. Because
This is-
as soon
You
as they
land
hit
on
a
them and
flimsy-
punch them in the nose
This is
repeatedly.
really
No, that's a
This
shark.
is really off topic, but did you know that if you're ever getting chased by a crocodile, you're supposed to run in like diagonals?
Yeah, because
Because apparently crocodiles are insanely fast, and their vision is only straight ahead. So if you're running
It's like a
straight,
big stick, right? So they can't go like this. They're really
if you're running straight, they will catch you and eat you. If you run like this, they can't follow you.
confuse them.
If I've learned
That's how
anything,
you do it with a bear too. Exact same animal. For sure.
You know what? If I've learned anything from Happy Gilmore, is you just stay the fuck away from alligators in general or
And
crocodiles.
Bob Barker is a mean old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The price is wrong, bitch. All right, what do we talk about this week, Greg? Welcome to Last Man In Podcast, episode
We're talking
22.
about hockey.
It's our Christmas show.
Done
It is?
Christmas episode.
I'm not even Christmassy. I don't know.
Wow,
No,
no
neither am
one's
I.
Christmas.
Hey, I'm wearing green.
Greg's
that
close.
that counts.
Greg's close.
You're wearing a shade of red, I believe.
Yes.
That can
Like
be
a
considered.
I'm
light
just wearing blue
maroon.
and a jet shirt underneath.
Wow, you're actually wearing some
I
Jets.
have 3 jet
applaud you.
shirts. They're my
Applaud
comfort
you.
Greg's the only one
shirts.
not wearing Jets attire right
Yeah,
now.
well, fuck the Jets. That's my thought.
Hey,
Oh,
sir,
just kidding.
sir.
Hey, I step away from this team, they start doing well. The second I go to a game, they lose.
Stay away.
We are the Dark Knights. I'm telling
Stay
you guys.
away.
Just
Like,
kidding.
it's-
That's the first
Dan
time they
is-
lost this year.
Let me
That was the
watch
first
all
time
the
they lost
games.
this year.
I will watch all the games
That's
alone.
fine.
Well, good. You have to
I
get
will-
status reports then,
Yeah.
because I have not been.
I didn't watch the game.
All right,
Greg
what
went
are we
to. That's why I
talking about?
lost.
Yeah.
Obvious Jets news, trade, injuries, and what happened since last episode. More World Junior 2015 talk, some stuff in the NHL mailbag, including a firing in the NHL, the longest shootout in NHL history, a very streaky NHL trend, and also the mumps epidemic, McDavid, and then something special for the end.
Okay.
Oh.
What's
McDavid doesn't have the mumps, does he?
No.
Oh, you said they're
No.
awfully close to each
I
other.
said the
like-
mump
special.
epidemic in the NHL, and then the McDavid watch right after that.
I-
You're saving
just
the
said
mumps
McDavid.
for the end.
Yeah,
Yeah, we gotta say mumps to the end.
you gotta
Special.
tease. You gotta like lead people on.
Lead up to it.
You gotta be like that asshole girl that keeps being like, I can't be with you right now, and you just gotta tease and tease and tease, which makes the audience want it that much more.
I feel.
Yet they don't
Somehow
know.
we always end
Yet
up-
they do not know that right now means forever.
Yeah. Somehow we always end up on women. I feel like we have deep-seated issues, Greg and I.
Maybe.
Dan always stays quiet. He's a smart.
I'm
one.
away from it. You know,
He doesn't have recorded evidence of anything. Greg and I
Wow.
are like women.
Jess is also saying
She's
that.
also she can hear
as
us.
because it's a Christmas episode, we're gonna try to keep this a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
On the hockey stuff, we'll get to the unrelated hockey stuff later
Okay.
in the show.
I don't
So let's
know
start
what
right
it is,
away.
by the way, so.
Jets played 3 games since last podcast. Beat the Sabres 5-1. Shifley with 2 goals.
Oh, we're going back in time again.
We are.
We'll
And
go
then-
back in time.
We have to
I
go.
don't care.
Latest go. And then
Yeah,
Go.
no. We go Sabres, Jets, Sabres 5-1. Jets beat Sabres 5-1. They're 5-0 against Sabres at home since relocation. Scheifele had 2 goals in the game, was put on for every shift in the last 5 minutes, as Dan said earlier, to try to score. Team really bounced back after their loss to the Ducks for a good win. Speaking of that, they lost 4-1 to Anaheim. On Saturday, looked very uninspired. I was at that game.
I didn't watch it.
Oh, they were.
I
They
watched
just
the whole
looked
thing.
rough. They looked rough. That's the problem. You and I both watched at the same
You're
time.
right.
And I didn't.
Whoa!
We have found the.
Hey, that
God.
penalty, it could have
goal?
gone either way. Or the goal could have gone either way. It was the ref.
Yeah.
The ref that
He was pretty close
it's
to
a
being out
tough-
of his crease.
It's a tough call, but I was sitting with my friend who's a goalie, and he
It
said,
shouldn't have been
"There's
a
no
goal."
way that he said there's no way that you can call that."
The
goal
pass came
interference."
from behind the net, and
See,
Tim
'cause-
Jackman was just going for the pass, and Hutch. He
Hutch came
didn't
out.
see Hutch. Like that was.
Who's the old retired referee on TSN? Kerry Fraser.
Kerry Fraser.
He said it should not have been a goal. He said it should have been a penalty.
Okay.
I think it's just under discretion. I mean, I could see
It's
how it
definitely
was
discretion.
Discretion. He was almost. He was at the lip of the crease. So I mean,
whatever.
whatever.
It's
They
It's
even
reffing,
if-
it happens.
even
They're
if
gonna
they
have
called it and they
the
didn't
Jets
score,
are going to lose a game. That's the only game they've lost in regulation in the last month
that's pretty damn good.
to the best team in the league.
Yeah.
I mean,
And to just some
Can't
people
really
might be
complain.
like, "Oh, well, they beat the Sabres 5-1."
they smoked the Sabres.
Buffalo coming in had won 9 of the last 12, so it's not just Buffalo anymore. But
10 of 14.
10
really.
of 14,
Yeah.
so there you go.
And the
Buffalo.
Jets have beat them twice in that span.
Which is
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, and that was the second time the
Uh,
Jets
The
played
Jets
Anaheim.
are playing good hockey.
yeah.
Fun to
Second
watch.
time the Jets played Anaheim, and then Kane looked non-existent in that game, and that was his first game back after the suspension. However, he did a really good game against the Sabres.
I think he was
I will
a
point that
little
out.
scared.
Jets and Avs. Jets lost 4-0 in the shootout, as I called it.
4-0 in the shootout.
You
How
did.
that happen?
4-3
You
in the
done
shootout.
card that one.
See,
Card it.
That game puzzled me because the Jets were playing so well, and then Colorado got 2 breaks that both went in.
Yeah, because Colorado has that much firepower that
I
they can
guess,
do
You
that.
but,
guys,
like,
did you see Nathan McKinnon
That
shoot
goalie,
out?
was it Picard?
Yeah.
He's the only reason that game even went to a shootout.
well.
Really? I thought everyone. It was a good game by everyone.
had a breakaway in overtime, he got
Jets
robbed.
and Colorado.
It was
I
a
just
good
think-
game.
Okay, just based off of the Jets don't have guys that could razzle dazzle in the shootout. Every guy Colorado had pulled
Yeah.
a move that I'm not saying the Jets aren't capable of, but I have not seen them attempt.
Jets always freeze in the shoot.
Well, but they don't
they
even
aren't
have
a good
guys to
shootout, like,
dazzle.
Guys, we're not.
They aren't a dangly team. They're a grind. They've
I
got
was-
guys that can bury the puck.
I was just trying to lead to the point of
you know.
who got the winner in that. I'm not sure. Whoever
Duchesne?
Nathan McKinnon's goal and Matt Duchene's goal were both ridiculous.
shootout.
They were nice.
Both ridiculous
Yeah.
goals in the shootout. Yeah.
Yeah.
They were nice. That game was tough because I don't think the Jets deserved to lose it. I'm not saying that Colorado didn't deserve to win, but I mean,
We
they
have a
played
proud
good.
Greg actually called it. That was
They
impressive.
played. They played
Right
well.
from the
They played a
start.
good game.
Yeah.
I knew that before I knew going into it. What can I
Can
say?
you name 7 or 6 random numbers for me?
37.
9.
42. 7.
Okay.
24.
Excellent. 2 more.
53.
53.
And 12.
Perfect.
Cam's gonna be a million.
I'm gonna go buy a Super Bowl ticket. Be right back.
Super Bowl.
ticket?
Super Bowl, like a.
Super Bowl? Yeah, we don't have that in
I'm gonna
Canada.
move to New.
They're called.
That's
They're
American,
called
dude.
Lotto Max.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna get Lotto Max and the
and-
Super Double.
no, and Lotto 649. Those are the two things.
There
Okay,
you go.
well,
Yeah.
If
Anybody
you win,
wants
you
to put
better
your money
share
on
with
that?
the
There you go.
podcast.
Yeah. I better get at least
you guys,
6% of that.
Same
I want
rule,
400K.
same rule applies to everyone. If I win millions or 50-50, I will buy you a customized Premier NHL jersey.
How about this? I have a quick change to that, or correction. If you win the 50-50 Jets, yes, I'll take a James Van Riemsdyk or Leo Komarov
you're gonna Uncle
Leafs
Leo.
jersey. Uncle Leo, yes. Leafs jersey.
Okay.
However, if you win millions, you and I, and Dan can be involved if he
I
wants,
guess.
have to go see a Leafs Flyers game in Philadelphia. Because you have the
And
money
you're
to do
wearing that jersey.
And I'm wearing that jersey.
Greg's gonna
Take-
die that day.
Take me to an Eagles game while you're there.
Dude,
There we
we
go.
all done party, guys.
Eagles Flyers or Eagles Falcons. That would fall.
I'm gonna try the chicken tenders.
There we go.
Have you seen that video clip of Mark Sanchez, when Nick Foles
You
is
have to
playing?
have
He's
Philly
like,
cheesesteak.
"You got it." No, well, Philly cheesesteak, of course, but he's like, "Dude, have you eaten these?" And Nick Foles, in game, Mark Sanchez is in equipment. And he's like, "Dude, you gotta try the chicken tenders. They're amazing." And he's like, "What?" And then the clip ends.
That's
I'll
awesome.
tweet it.
Okay. So with all that in mind, Jets came out of that week 1-1-1. Not too bad.
Guys, Thorburn has half as many goals as Kane.
That's pretty impressive.
And I think Evander Kane has more penalty minutes than Thorburn now.
Yeah.
If not very close.
Probably very close. So obviously, with what we saw, we now have some bad news to pass along to everyone. The Jets defensemen Jacob Trouba and Mark Stewart are now both out until February with, I believe, both upper body injuries, but I know
Stewart's
Trouba's is upper
lower,
body. Okay,
but-
Stewart's is lower body, Trouba's is upper body. There you
Trouba's
go.
got to be his neck, right? That's the only thing I could think of.
Shoulder problems.
Oh, shoulder.
Does anybody know the plays where they got it hurt on?
Trouba's apparently is something he's had since like the beginning of the year.
Oh,
They
nagging?
were hoping it was going to get better, and it's getting worse. That's why they're shutting him down. Stewart got in a fight with about 5 minutes left in the game on Tuesday, and he got a couple of good shots. Like he got punched a couple times in the head, really good. So I'm thinking he might have a concussion.
Yeah.
But his
he's-
lower body.
But they,
Yeah,
but
I
they
know,
said
but
lower body
I know,
and
that's-
out until...
I know that's why it's
February.
weird because he did get he got popped a couple times, pretty good. So I don't know.
So they needed help on the D line, so they went out today
Their
and they
top
actually
4 guys are gone.
yeah, their top 4 defensemen are gone.
So?
So they went out and they made a trade,
Not player for player. Not how
not
we do
player
it.
for player,
Not how we do
but
it.
a 6th-round pick that wasn't even ours.
We can't figure out where the hell
We have
this
it
came
from somewhere. I don't know who.
Apparently, it came from the draft this year. Acquired for Jay Harrison from the Carolina Hurricanes. He was an assistant captain there, and
Good move.
something that Dana pointed to. Why don't you say it?
Oh, wait. He's only played for two
Two
teams.
teams.
Those teams are...
Toronto and Carolina.
He was coached by
Paul Maurice.
Polymomo.
twice.
Both teams.
Both
So
times.
clearly there was something underlying there that maybe Maurice wanted in there, and clearly they got him for next to nothing.
Maurice said
6'4",
he's.
220, big
Hey,
one.
Although you
Maurice
say
said he thought he could go right in the room and be fine. So.
Yeah.
He
Although
obviously
you
got endorsement. It's you know what, for a 6th-round pick you can't complain.
yeah, unless that 6th-round pick turns out to be Datsuk.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
Who
but
is... Oh, no. That's
As I read on Twitter on the bus on the way home from my
Still.
exam today, they said this will be the most speculated 6th-round pick ever because if he turns out to be good, we're fucked.
yeah,
No,
but
no,
if
And it's like that Tangrady trade where we traded 7th-round pick for Tangrady,
Yeah,
and
but-
that turned into nothing.
guys,
so we're
we had
praying it
Ehlers.
turns into nothing.
We have Nicky was one guy, I guess.
And
But-
Patan and
Nicky
Morrissey
Patan,
you know what?
Morrissey.
I'm actually glad Shoveldayoff did something.
and Cop. People
And
forget about
Cop's
Andrew
doing
Cop.
Yeah.
He's there too.
I'm
What
kind of glad that he did something. He's an NHL ready. He's a veteran defenseman. He's not going to hurt you.
No, he's definitely going to help, especially with that.
Because I mean,
lineup.
right now our bottom pairs.
No, just our
Hardy and Brulliette. And Brulliette's played 10 games in the NHL. Like
no. Right now, our entire team is consisted of AHL defensemen. Okay, that's not true, but like
Wow, half
very low caliber defensemen and low pairing defensemen, and we're going against the West Division or Western Conference,
Yeah,
which is a
but
lot tougher.
Buffs look solid. Sherrod's been
But Buff and
amazingly
Sherrod
good.
have been a pairing, right? That's
Yeah.
the pairing?
Sherrod's probably sticking around. Yeah, if they send him back now, someone will pick him up on waivers.
Does he go on waivers?
Yes,
You sure?
I would assume so. I don't know. Maybe
I don't think so.
maybe
'cause
he's on a two-way. I
I
don't
would
know.
say 2-8. It sounds like
He's
2-8.
played so well though. I mean, but the thing is,
You can
once
still be on a two-way with
once your
waivers,
4
though.
guys come back, now you have Harrison. They're gonna have to do something.
Well, considering this, Buff would move down, so their 4 guys come back, then Harrison and Postma, and then you have Klitzum, Party, and
They could send that Brulliette back down.
well, no,
Yeah.
but like what I'm saying though is
However
then
you
you have
say it.
3 defensemen that are extra, which is Sherrod, Party, and Klitzum.
You could send Sherrod down, but he's played so well. I'd have a hard time doing that. I
Over
would-
Postma though, Postma's had one of his best seasons this year.
Oh, I know.
are we
And he
talking
deserves that
I know,
Harrison's
but
gonna be-
Sherrod's playing on top D pair. He's playing 25 minutes a
No,
night.
I understand that.
He's like
I'm
a
not,
plus 4 or 5, and he's got.
not
like,
saying anything
No,
negative
I know.
towards him.
No, I
All
know.
I'm saying is there's no spot for him on this team when we are a healthy
And
defenseman.
the Ice
group.
Caps aren't having the greatest season, so it's
They
not
could-
like they can't use
They
him.
could dump Klitzum. They could put Party on waivers. Take the chance that someone doesn't pick him up. I mean, there's
For
options.
Party.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
options.
yeah. Well,
I mean,
even if...
And then the thing with Klitzum too
They
is
could
I don't
also-
know if anyone wants that contract.
They could also turn around and trade Toby or trade. Make a trade.
I think it's too. The thing
You
is
know.
though is okay. You look at Sherrod's sample size; it's too small to say let's give up a top 4 defenseman to make Sherrod play. What if he doesn't actually pan out
That's
and it's
true.
just a span of 20 games?
But the thing is, in a month and a half to 2 months, you'll have a better idea of if he should stick around or not than you do
But
right now.
it's too speculative. You know what you're getting with Enstrom
He'll have
every
played
night.
probably 30,
Doesn't matter.
30 games by
Players
that time.
have good stretches and they have bad stretches. What if
No.
this is just a benefit of playing with Buff?
I'm not
That's
saying
what you did mention.
I'm
that
not
last
saying
week.
dump Toby for Sherrod, but you could get rid of Party or Klitzem for Sherrod.
No, yeah, I'm
I'd
totally
be
fine with that.
I would be fine.
But
with
I'm not
that.
saying get rid of a guy who is in your top four for a guy that's playing in your top four, playing
no.
well.
And you would only flip him if you could get like a solid forward.
And
that
they,
you could
but
throw in.
see, here's the thing too. But leading into like acquiring Jay Harrison, they said previously, like once they found out Trouba, they said the Jets are looking at acquiring a defenseman, but they're only willing to part with like a bottom 6 or bottom 4, right? Or bottom 3. You got like
I had
bottom line,
speculated
whatever,
that
fourth line.
Peluso wouldn't have been a Jet by next week. That was my original
I don't
thought
think they get
process.
much for him.
But he brings in the most
They would've
value
got-
out of anyone.
No, Thorburn would bring out the most value of your fourth line.
Apparently.
Okay, well there
But
you
they're
go.
not going to
According
trade the
to
best
Wallace.
friend.
Wow,
You got to
yeah.
keep the best friend club together.
I don't
anyone-
think and they might get their D back and not do anything. They might keep Harrison and they might
If they're
send.
still staying afloat though.
They can throw a Party on waivers, and if someone picks, I mean, Party's gone after this year anyways.
They don't need anything.
Because
Right now, this move
Harrison's got this year and next year. So I mean, as far as I'm concerned, he'll probably be here next year over Party. Party's done after this year. He doesn't have a contract. So I mean,
Well, no, but this
You might as
move
well.
just solidified that they're not probably going to have to do anything else, barring another injury. They're
Yeah,
not.
because they have
They're
that
not going
guy.
to do anything.
And-
And simply put, is they're not going to take Jay Harrison out of the lineup if he's playing well enough to incorporate somebody else in the lineup. There's no point in that. So
And
no,
it's fun-
but they're gonna have to do something then when all their guys come back because they have too many.
Well, they'll
guys.
just
Yeah,
send
and
the
it'll
guys
probably
down and
be-
deal with it. They've
I
already
don't
worked
see
it
a
out.
team picking up Sherratt, especially if a team didn't pick up Brandon Cozen. Because Brandon Cozen played unbelievable in his start with the Leafs, and then I don't need that pen, it's fine.
Frank's throwing pens.
There's no, it just wasn't, it's not, I don't see a team picking up Sherratt on the small sample size that he's had.
Well, maybe not. I mean, you never.
But here's another player. Like I know it's not defenseman, but didn't this week Corey Conacher get put on waivers
Yeah.
yet again?
Yeah.
He's still a solid. Like I'm surprised.
A guy
Or even
today that got
Jason
put-
Atkinson
No.
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He's a
Today-
great player. I don't know
no.
why he didn't get picked
a
up.
guy today that honestly, in my mind, I'm going if you're Chevy, flip Thorburn for a defenseman, put a claim in on Victor Stallberg.
Oh, that's the
makes-
guy I'm
He
thinking of
makes
today.
$2 million. The only reason that he is on that he's getting sent down is because Nashville doesn't want him to get picked up. They have no room for him on their team right now.
Yeah.
You put a claim in on that guy, and if you can get him and you can dump Thorburn,
But it also
your fourth
counts
line
in-
just got
It's
better, and you
tough.
got a defensive.
It's
It-
tough.
that's also pending that no one in the ahead of you.
I understand. So, and honestly, I don't think he clears. I think someone picks him up.
Unfortunately, I do think he clears.
Yeah.
I think he'll clear.
He's a pretty good player still.
I think
mean,
him and I think, despite that, a lot of teams right now just
the thing is
what is he gonna do to help your team be better? I think if a defenseman had gone on waivers, I think Winnipeg would have been all over that. But let's just look at the history of waiver pickups that we've had. At times they've panned out, and then at times like last year they're just shit, like James Wright. So I wouldn't jump all over a Victor Stallberg thing.
They've had some.
Sure, it'd be nice,
They've
but
had
where
some
does
good
he
ones,
go?
though.
Where does he
I
fit
would
in a
put him-
healthy Jets lineup?
I would put him over Halishchuk on line 3.
Stolberg?
Right,
Personally, yes. I
right
would.
now.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah.
Period.
Stolberg's a center.
So
No, he's left wing.
Oh,
Left
he's a
wing.
left one.
put him on the wing. Put him on the third line. Halishchuk, Halishchuk has played well. I'm not criticizing him, but I think he's a guy you can sit out.
Maybe.
Or even drop him down to line 4. Or put, whatever. I mean, put Stallberg on line 4. He's a big guy.
I just feel like we'd be ending up putting him on waivers when we're healthy again.
Well, and
That's what
we
we
might.
And as you said, where does he slot in? Is he? Another question you think is he worth the investment of $2 million
A year.
when you can just
When we
bring
don't-
up
Mm,
another?
if you can dump
someone.
Thor, obviously this is not going to happen now. But if you had been able to dump Thorburn for an extra $800K to get Stallberg, absolutely I would do it.
But
I
then
think it's a
again,
tough move,
Thorburn-
and then you have to figure out what you're bringing back in for Thorburn because
Uh,
so you're losing. No, but the thing
Thorburn
is
would have been Harrison. That it's not.
okay.
gonna
What's
happen.
Harrison making a year though?
1.5. So I mean, you gain.
So you
300K.
gain $3K plus an extra $2 million.
gain
so
$1
you just
million.
gained $2.3 million.
No, you gain $1 million.
No, you gain 2.3 because
Okay.
of
you
the
got, if you
Stallberg
got
waiver
Stolberg, you
wire.
got two.
But you dump Chuck. There's $750.
Well, he's still on your books. He's going to be your spare
You
guy.
can send him to the AHL. He's on two-way.
Yeah, but he's two-way waivers.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying. If there was a way to swing that, I would have done it. But
obviously, it
This
didn't happen.
is done,
Oh,
and I think we should stop
of
speculating
course.
about it.
I was just going to say something about Jay Harrison. Obviously, they talked about him in Toronto, but look at this. Like, we are already talking about, like, oh yeah, he's 6'4", 220, shoots left. He's played for 2 teams. He's already probably got the most media attention he's ever received,
probably.
and he hasn't even probably landed in Winnipeg yet.
No.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, let's
All right.
move on to the World Juniors.
Oh wait, skills comp, real quick.
Okay, yeah, you can
Sorry.
go over the skills comp.
I went to skills comp. I'll just say the notable ones. Speed, Paul Postman did a lap in 13.9 seconds because the machine broke. Michael Frolik had in the bag. He was doing like
Machine
13.2. There was a malfunction. And Scheifele was probably going to break it too, but he blew a tire on
Was
the last
Wheeler
turn.
in it, or did he just shit the bed?
No, Wheeler wasn't in it.
I was going to say, because I was looking, and he wasn't even in the top 5.
No.
I'm like,
And then Andrew Ladd got accuracy, 5 shots, 4 targets in 10 seconds. That was crazy.
Yeah,
Peluso, close second. He was behind him by like
a second and
a half a
I
second
think.
or something. Slap shot, Ben Sherratt, 103.
Yeah.
World Juniors.
Guys, we got some good news today. The Sens have loaned Lazar.
No, he didn't.
Yes, they
no,
did.
real?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
No way.
Yes.
This is the first time I hear about it.
Yes.
Serious?
Yes.
Oh,
We're not
Oh.
lying to you.
oh, so sweet it is. Captain Canada, Curtis Lazar. Ladies and gentlemen, please prepare yourself. Oh, serious? Oh.
No, I'm actually fucking with you.
No,
Listen,
we're lying.
I don't care. What's that line now? Top
No,
line.
no,
McDavid
no,
was.
no. I'm
Are-
joking. He didn't actually.
Fuck you.
No,
Are
I
you
will
lying?
confirm today that they're not.
Oh, you're a
lending-
douche. You got.
No, he's on the team.
Shut up! Real tape. Where's this paper?
I corrected it today. That was the last thing I looked at.
So
my
he's
phone.
on the team.
I will show you proof.
I want to see this.
That's a black screen.
He's loading. Oh, yeah. Oh, mama. Don't even show up other countries. It's over. Curtis Lazar, first NHL goal. First gold in 5 years for this beautiful country. That's all I'm asking for Christmas.
That's
World
crazy,
Junior
eh?
gold. Oh,
That's it?
so it's going to be Duclair. It'll be like Duclair, McDavid, Lazar. Mamma mia. Oh, that's the way.
And then don't worry about that because they still have Domi, Vertanen, and
Oh,
Tan and
who's
others.
that young guy? That little Doodler.
Braden Point.
Braden. Boom, mama.
Yeah.
That guy's got some slick set of mitts.
So, the other thing that came out after Sunday is they played against the CIS All-Stars, and they made their first round of cuts. So, their first round of cuts were, I don't remember the first names, but Sanheim, Klimchuk,
Travis
Baptiste,
Sanheim, Morgan Klimchuk, Nick Baptiste,
Eli,
Remy,
and Big Grass.
Chris. He was on the team last year.
Yeah, and he's not on the team this
Oh,
year.
weird.
First
Not
cuts.
surprising that Sanheim got. I was disappointed.
He's 18 though, right? Like he's still young. He
18,
has next year.
He'll probably, most likely, he'll for sure get invited, pending like injury and anything terrible. But not surprising that they went with him. Like, and especially now they have to cut one
defenseman and 3 forwards.
And
or
out
2
of the
forwards?
guys like Bob McKenzie was talking about, I'm not sure if you have the list there or not.
I do.
Oh, you do have the 3 guys who, out of the 3 that they're going to take? Because they're saying it's either Sam Warren, Dylan Hetherington, or blank.
Theodore?
Shea Theodore. No, I think he was in there already.
You guys.
Okay. Well, they already have the locks as Patan, McDavid, Domi, Reinhardt, Duclair, Morrissey, Bowie, Nurse.
And Lazar now.
And Lazar now, obviously. And our
Oh,
2
so now they have
goalies.
to cut another forward. They have
Now
to
they
cut
have to
4.
Oh, now they have to cut 4.
Just to toss this, I'm sure you guys know, but Draisaitl's not.
Playing Germany.
He's not going to get loaned to Team Canada.
Yeah, because Edmonton, why would they do
You
anything
mean,
smart?
like,
we'll
we're-
talk about Edmonton.
Why would
in a
Edmonton
second.
do anything that makes sense? Because they haven't yet.
No,
Still,
no.
Wait,
Well,
no
we'll wait
teasing,
on it.
Dan.
We'll wait on it. It's called teasing the audience. We will
I am
talk about
teasing
Edmonton right
they
away.
did something extremely stupid this week.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
Wait,
We'll get to it.
let's bring this back to World Juniors. Curtis Lazar was captain of Edmonton Oil Kings, and he captained them to the Memorial Cup last year.
Something that Edmonton hasn't done in a while.
Edmonton's captain can't.
That's
do anything.
awesome that Curtis Lazar got.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, he
sick.
got low.
Oh.
So, obviously, the standouts after the CIS games,
Yep.
the CIS All-Star games, were the Jake Vertanen, and Braden Point.
Oh, Burton's goal was crazy. Have you ever scored a goal from that angle? I can't even do it.
So right now, it looks like, let's be
bottom
honest.
of the circle, top.
So you said first line's most likely going to be Duclair, McDavid, Lazar.
Well, I'm assuming
Second
so.
line is going to be Domi, Reinhardt, blank. Third line is probably going to be Vertanen, Patan, blank. That's 3 good lines. I don't care who else
Your
you fill
move,
in there.
America.
Your move, every other team.
You don't
Our
care what they're
odds-
going to throw in there? Okay, well, I'm going to say
Our
that
odds
for
are
like 3.
3-2 to win, and then the next one is 3-1 is America.
It's
They're shafting Sweden, which
You know
is
what's going to be
stupid.
awesome?
Sweden's
Sweden
Watching
could be
World Junior games at a normal hour.
Yeah,
Like the
that'd be
last
nice.
2 fucking years.
You know what though?
Jesus.
I'm gonna put this point out there. It's gonna be rested on the back of Fukali. And I don't know how much Commer's gonna play, but if our goaltending is subpar, we're probably not gonna be able to beat the other teams.
We can't
need
do
to
the
have-
system of we're gonna score 5 goals. You can't do that anymore. It's not gonna work.
Yeah.
We can't score 5 goals anymore. These guys are crazy.
So I have faith in Fukali and Comrie to get the job done, but we can't have Malcolm Subban year numbers
Christ.
and Wedgwood and those year numbers. We just
Or
can't have that.
Bennington and all those.
Oh god, that was
too bad.
brutal.
Sorry, yeah.
That was brutal. I can't do that again. So we need to have consistent goaltending from that point, which you guys all know is one of the things I harp on the most about everything. Is goaltending is such a big
Show
part
me
of
a
everything.
what and a what?
Show me
Show me a great
goalie.
team, or good goalie.
I'll
show
show you
me a
good
great
team.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Well, Jets
So
will
that's
be
really
first.
the only points I have so far. McDavid's cleared for contact now and scheduled to be playing in the World Junior Hockey Championships. However, he is not playing tomorrow night in the pre-tournament game against Russia,
He's playing
which will be
Sunday.
on TSN 1 and 4 at 7 o'clock Eastern.
6 o'clock.
TSN 3, 7 o'clock Eastern. Jets Bruins.
Don't do it. Don't.
I don't... Yeah, I'm mad
I'm
now.
going to plug the Jets game.
I'm mad now.
Hey, the Jets might win tomorrow because we're
Greg,
both-
watch
I'm
me in
there.
Canada.
Oh, you're
Oh,
not, you're
God
not-
damn it.
Hey, guess who's gonna be there Sunday now?
Me too. I'm hoping to counteract Cam's.
Missing a top
Cam's
4, Clutcheroo,
negativity.
8-goal alert. He's getting the Ovech trick.
All I'm
calling it.
saying is,
The what?
The Ovech trick. You don't remember that
Eight-
commercial?
Oh, yeah.
8 Duracell.
Yeah, I remember
he
that.
gets the Ovech trick.
What is it?
8 goals.
8 goals.
Oh, jeez.
Hey, they're on a hat trick streak of games I've gone to.
And guess what?
Sure.
You're going to get another one from the other team. Claude, Ginger Jesus, Giroux. Sunday when you wake up, you're going to feel a little better that day because Jesus is in town. Go ahead, Tim. World
It
Junior.
is Sunday.
One thing I've noticed with the D for World Junior, they ain't messing around. They're good.
No, RD is good, but you know who has really good D2 and scary D?
Sweden.
USA.
America.
Oh, USA. I don't even know who's Noah
I don't-
Hannafin.
They could have a good defensive core.
Speaking of like Noah Hannafin and obviously Jack Eichel, did you see the interview? You know what I love about the generation coming up? I think I talked about this already.
Is
But
there hilarious?
it's like
and they
Connor
like to joke
McDavid,
around?
and they grew up like with media, so now they're just like, yeah, you can screw with media. They're
Yeah.
not going to do anything to you.
They
Connor
literally just
McDavid,
fuck
they're
around.
like, oh, so it's highly touted that you and Jack Eichel are going to go 1 and 2, and what do you think of his game? And he's like, guys, this storyline, like, I've heard it 100 times now. I haven't even met the guy. I feel like he's my brother. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'll get back to you. Like, that's how he's like,
You know what? If I was Connor McDavid in that situation, I'd be like, you know what? I think all the experts are wrong. I think me and Eichel should really be like 3rd or 4th round picks, and we should go to like Pittsburgh or something like that, because really we're not going to pan out the way people are. Because once I get drafted, I'm going to just let myself go, just start eating McDonald's all the time. I'm just going to try to collect as much money as I can.
yeah, my trainer is, who's that guy? Patrick Stefan.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
no, Alexander Day.
Worst first overall
Alexander
pick ever.
Day. Who picked that guy?
Thrashers.
Thrashers.
Right, I thought it
He
was
was
either...
their first draft pick ever.
Really? And
And he will always be remembered for falling down when he had an open net and then Edmonton taking the puck the
Alice
whole,
Hemsky.
the whole ice and scoring.
The
with
one time they won a
3
game.
seconds left.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they just tied the game. Sorry, they didn't win it. That's
Hey,
right.
Edmonton was good in 2006.
Cam, what is that thing next to you?
Oh my god. It's a bag. It's a big bag. It's a bag. I got it. It's the NHL mailbag, guys, right here.
You know what?
You're dropping the
You know what
mail.
you're able to do
Yes.
there? Do you know what you're able to do there?
What?
You're able to do that in 4 seconds left before the timer went out. Just kind of like how Phoenix scored, or sorry,
I was
Arizona,
watching that game.
with
Oh, man.
0.4 seconds left in overtime to beat Edmonton so they lose again.
I was watching
No.
Yeah, I was watching the game.
What do you mean? Like the
Literally-
game was tied?
It was in overtime.
overtime.
They fed Ekman Larson. He sniped a slap shot.
Again, that's 3 this year that I know of.
Top corner. There was 0.3 seconds left in overtime when he scored.
Like 0.03 or
0.3 left when he scored in
Point-
overtime.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
And McTavish's look on the bench was just like,
He was like,
Oh, and you might ask, why was McTavish on the bench? Well, because they did it. What
Hey,
did they do?
Dumbo did. They fired Dallas Eakins.
You're stupid.
It's
That
not-
wasn't Dan yelling from far distance. He just felt like
They are stupid.
perpetuating.
Like Dallas
Okay.
Eakins isn't the problem.
Your
The problem
players.
is,
Your players.
guys, who's been there the whole time? Who's
Taylor
drafted?
Hall.
Taylor Hall, get the.
No. Don't you blame the players? It's not the players.
Oh, Kevin Lowe.
Kevin Lowe. He's
He
been
is-
the guy drafting
Oh,
all of these guys.
here's the
These-
thing.
Lowe's got to
Here's
go.
my question.
They are too afraid to admit that the players they have are not as good as they're supposed to be.
Because they're drafting the same players, of course.
Yeah. They have no defense, no goaltending. They have AHL level defense and CHL level goaltending.
That's not true.
I
Okay,
wouldn't
that's
say
harsh.
CHL, but
They don't have NHL level. And
they don't have.
They
a
have
one.
NHL level.
Mm,
They're both.
piss awful.
No, they're both on really shitty teams. Like, if you watch Scrivens, 3 out of 5 games, he will make sure that Edmonton has a chance to win, but Edmonton just fucks him over every game.
Their defense is terrible. Like
You cannot judge
so bad.
that defense. Like, look at Fast. He was great last year with Anaheim because they had defense. This team doesn't have defense.
Is it okay to have speaking of Edmonton with Fast and Scrivens, they were great backups.
They're not. I think they're
They're
backup
not-
goalies.
they're
They're not
backup, and
starters.
you
They are
can't-
starters.
They're
That's what
not
I'm saying.
CHL level.
Okay, I
goalies.
was being a little harsh.
Yeah.
No,
Time to
no.
stop being so harsh.
They aren't NHL starting level.
No, they're not, and I totally
If
agree
you
with that.
complain that Pavlik is not a starting goalie, like these
Then
guys
neither.
are not even as good as Pavlik.
Yeah.
Like, and that's well, maybe not this year.
Yeah,
but
We've
I mean,
already
that's-
talked about the defensive.
That's
core.
not going to get you
So
anything.
after this,
Okay,
No,
go
you go.
continue.
I was
I have
gonna-
a theory after this, but go
okay,
continue.
Dallas Eakins got fired, and then of course, Kevin Lowe's like, well, I mean, I take some blame, but not all of it. I'm Kevin Lowe. I mean, and as I heard on another podcast, Steve Dangle podcast, where it's like, okay, you're living in the past. You've won cups, okay, but as a player, as a GM, you have done absolutely nothing.
He is. I don't know why the owners won't pull the plug on Kevin Lowe. It's like, no,
Cates, Daryl Cates, come
They
on,
just won't.
get your son to do it.
you know what? You know what's stupid, and I don't get why. And it's been proven not to work. Is teams that have been with that organization in the past never seem to pan out and work in the future for that team.
Oh,
as a
players
GM.
and
Look at
coaches.
Joe Nieuwendyk.
Okay.
He did nothing as Dallas GM, and
Who's
he
the
got
GM of
canned.
Dallas now?
I don't.
Lowe's not the GM though.
Lowe was the GM.
No, and
and
now
then,
he's president. He's
now he's
hired.
president.
I know, but like
But look at Kate.
McTavish is the guy. Well, okay, I guess McTavish has to go through Lowe, but like
But he
I don't know.
only came in a year and a half ago.
I know
And he's done
They
nothing,
have to-
but Lowe did nothing before that.
they have to. I don't agree with Eakins being canned at all.
Who would you? Okay, if you're fixing Edmonton, go. What are you doing?
Trade Taylor Hall for.
So you're
for-
blaming the players.
You trade Taylor Hall for an all-star defenseman if you can get it.
No, that is
Wait.
no.
Wait, Dan.
And
No, I have a way better theory.
Wait!
I have a way better theory, guys.
What's your theory?
Fire the
I have a
coach?
feeling I know where you're going with this.
Guys, we're all overlooking the fact. Wait, sorry, I'll quickly get my media credentials from Sportsnet. Okay, guys, I'm now Damian Cox. We're going to trade the first overall pick to either LA or Montreal.
Hey, with package with Taylor Hall, how dare you? He said Taylor Hall and their first pick.
Sorry, Hall and their first pick for Quick and Dowdy or Subban and Price.
That's comical.
That's what we'll do.
Why-
Sorry, I will now take my Sportsnet badge off, and
Here's
I'm back
LA.
as Greg.
Here's LA at the end of the year. Okay, guys, we just potentially won our third cup in 4 years. We're gonna get rid of our two best players just because we can get a first overall pick. Okay, sports. Wow.
I may be the
Oh my
underdog in
God.
this. Fair
Oh
enough,
my
for
God.
sure. Guys, Taylor
Really?
Hall does,
Don't poke the bear can!
Taylor Hall does it all, you guys.
And
And
here,
times.
and here I thought Nick Kyprios was the biggest idiot in hockey, and he's not.
It's
Hey,
Damian
at
Cox.
least Damien stays true to his last name sometimes, okay? He's got a real Cox move.
It was a
Nailed
real-
it.
That was dumb.
It was a real
I got blocked
Coxy
by him
tweet.
after that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What did you say?
I was ruthless.
Oh, really?
You didn't even tag him in it.
Yeah, I did on the first one. I had one before that.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
okay.
pretty.
This
I
just,
was just like,
I was bugging Greg.
just revolves
he knew I
back
was
to the-
bugging him.
this just revolves back to the horror show that is Sportsnet hockey broadcasts, though.
yeah,
Hey,
it was,
God, it's terrible.
Hey, though, their stats, their viewership and stuff has not dropped.
Well, because people still want to watch hockey.
Well, then you're going to keep going to the hand of fees,
And
aren't
sports-
you?
yeah,
Why does it need to
Sportsnet
change?
has-
it's a monopoly right
Sportsnet has games on like every night, so you're gonna have to watch.
No, they're
Sportsnet
not on
TV.
every night.
Pretty
No,
much.
I'm talking like the Saturday specifically.
Wow,
Yeah.
hockey. night,
Viewership has
10%.
not dropped.
I like what they've done with viewership for Saturday. The fact that they have so many options. That's great. That's fantastic. They're really utilizing their monopoly of, or their essentially having so many different things inside the Rogers Media with City TV, FX Canada, all the Sportsnet channels, including CBC. Honestly, I would have loved to have seen TSN under this mold with the 5 TSN channels and not having like restrictive rights, because we would have seen hockey every night. Mm-hmm. We would have seen multiple feeds on Saturday night.
I was just gonna say, oh, you mean like summertime where it's like TSN 1, 2, 3, 4 Bombers game,
Yeah.
5 darts.
I'm really hoping that that's not the way they would do it, and I have a feeling they wouldn't, because
No,
if you think about it, Bell is so close with NBC that they would have been able to get more NBC games. They would have been able to get just
Wednesday night rivalry.
Let's go back to last year, and this is totally. I did not have this plan in the show, but that's fine. We go on tangents. It's cool. We'll go back last year. I could watch hockey on a regular basis. Normally Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday. Once football's done, once that Sunday comes, that's 5 days a week. With Sportsnet, you get a Wednesday game, but it's one. It's never a doubleheader.
And it's like Ottawa, Florida.
Yeah, it's terrible
see that in
games.
Winnipeg.
Then you get Saturday night, and then you get Sunday night. And the Sunday night games are normally Calgary and someone, or
there just has to be a Canadian team.
It just
That's
has to be a
the
Canadian
only
team.
thing.
Yeah.
Because the Jets game's on at 8.
You know what I've noticed,
hour
though?
time, so 8 Central Standard Time.
You know what I've noticed? Like, you watch TSN, you watch their analysis, their panel, the guys they have on that show when they talk about hockey.
oh, they
They're
know.
putting Sportsnet to shame, and they don't.
Except Jeff O'Neill. I think Jeff O'Neill should go to Sportsnet
Yes.
because he proves he
they-
just falls in the Sportsnet mold
They are
of not
putting
knowing anything.
Sportsnet to shame. Like, you watch sports, like George Strombolopoulos, does he know much about hockey?
Yeah, no, he said,
Here's the thing,
I don't
though,
blame
is
George.
I don't
blame the
blame
people
George.
He's the guy to be the host.
Yeah, but
Ron
I
McLean had
understand
Ron McLean had no knowledge of. He wasn't an NHL phenom.
He was in the game. He was a linesman. He was in the game. Strombolopoulos is a
George has been a fan his
entertainment
entire life.
I know. I'm just saying. Like, to me,
And he's a great. You know what?
It
The
comes
reason
off
why they
as-
got him was not for the hockey purposes, and this is
It
the
was
only
too-
time I'll
yeah.
defend him. And I agree with your point saying that he's not a hockey guy and that he probably shouldn't have had the job. The only reason they got him is to be a profound interviewer, and because he's so world renowned for his ability to interview people and that kind of stuff. And his resume of the people he's interviewed is incredible.
of course.
And the events he's managed. In that sense, he's a great MC, and that's the only purpose that he's there for. However,
good
the
at-
hockey heads around him are absolutely next to useless. They
When Glenn Healy is the best you have, you're in trouble.
Don't they have
When
Friedman
you're-
too? Where's Friedman?
they have Friedman.
Friedman's okay.
You know what, Friedman?
Friedman's
I like
not bad.
I like
all
Friedman
right.
the
You
best.
know what?
'cause
I would take
Healy's-
Friedman over Jeff O'Neill.
That's true. I would take Friedman over any Sportsnet guys. I forgot he was
No,
there.
I like
Friedman's-
the old guy. Say old guy.
Oh, the old guy's terrible.
Doug.
He's
Armstrong.
Doug McLean.
Armstrong.
not McLean. I think it's Doug Armstrong.
Doug Armstrong.
No,
yeah.
it's McLean.
He was a really good GM.
Maybe.
No, he wasn't.
No, dude, the guy
Doug
with
Armstrong.
glasses.
He used to be the GM of
Yeah, I know
Columbus.
who you're talking about. He's
Doug
about as
Armstrong.
useful as
McLean.
Mike
Doug Armstrong.
Milbury.
His name's Armstrong.
Yes.
He might be as useful as Doug Milbury.
Mike Milbury.
Mike Milbury.
He coached the.
Milbury's,
He was the GM of the Blue Jackets.
Milkberry is awesome.
That's all you have to say.
I like him.
Milkberry.
But yeah, getting back to the Oilers now that we're off the Sportsnet thing, we all kind of mutually agree that it's not as good as it once was.
Nope.
I hate
Sportsnet?
1 year down,
Sportsnet.
like
Yep.
7 or
They
8
still
to go.
have too many regionally specific blacked out games. They just do.
And now back to whoa.
Well, back to the Oilers. Back
Yeah.
what I was saying about GMs being part of their systems. Joe Nieuwendyk got fired in Dallas, and then you look at Steve Yzerman, Steve Yzerman. He decided not to go to Detroit because he didn't want to not taint the franchise, but
Taint his name, really.
really taint his name. And he's gone to Tampa Bay where there wasn't the hockey market was there, but he's really done a lot. He changed that team's identity with their jerseys. It's now more of it's a more in your face kind of logo. It's a more in your face
Detroit
jersey
and
with the
Toronto
colors.
had a baby.
Yeah,
Now
that's
they're
what that is.
And they're classic.
And you know what? And the other thing is he's starting to build a very good team, and they're competitive.
And speaking of Tampa, they're one of the top 3 teams, or the only team I seem to remember, there was 3 on the article I read, that could actually put in a legitimate offer for Taylor Hall. Imagine that. Imagine that top line of Hall left wing, Stamkos center, Drouin right wing. Have fun with
Because
that.
they could essentially trade Palat, Johnson, and then a defenseman, and
Not
get him.
even Palat and John. They
They
trade-
could
They have
be
so
Johnson-
many guys in their system.
That's
Even their
crazy.
picks coming up, they can trade. They have defense they can offer. like that are gonna.
I
be
still
on
think
their
we're
way.
overlooking this Subban price deal for a Hall in the first.
That is not. I know.
Slam
no,
dunk.
no,
It's a
hey,
slam
hey.
dunk, man.
Hey, you guys, this is Taylor Hall you're talking about.
Yeah, so
Taylor
what?
Hall in a first pick. You better throw in Brendan Gallagher's I Am Legend.
See, here's a more realistic trade. Nail Yakupov, first overall pick, Dustin Tokarski, Nathan Beaulieu, and Brendan Gallagher.
They're not budget. I'm joking about Gallagher. They will not move Gallagher.
I think they
to
would
get
move,
Yakupov to play with Galchenyuk, they might.
they would move. They would
That'd be
move
sick.
Gallagher before Galchenyuk.
I think
Of course, yeah. Okay.
Because
That's it.
that I think
Those
that
are
would be
your
the
two
only
young guys
smart
that
move.
Edmonton would want. So you're not going to get rid of
Who else?
Galchenyuk.
Okay, Montreal, I guess, because they're on the table we're talking about. Who, apart from Montreal and like Tampa, who could actually put in? Because Tampa,
value-
but Edmonton needs
A
D
vi- okay.
goalie.
A
D and goalie.
viable,
Who could look like
legitimately
realistically
do it?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
Realistically.
Pittsburgh.
No, because they just signed Fleury. Who's even their backup? I
Well,
don't know their backup.
The
I'm-
backup
I'm
is
just telling you
the
that-
guy that was in San Jose.
Pittsburgh.
No,
Stalock? No, he's still.
it was in Greece. Boom.
Thomas
Price.
Price? Yeah.
No, but I'm just
Greasy.
saying Pittsburgh's been looking for a winger the whole season.
Yeah, that's
Which
just too high.
What do they
Too
have
high
to
of a-
offer? I mean,
Ooh,
defense.
well, if
Malkin?
you're talking winger, are we looking
Malkin?
at the right guy in Taylor Hall? Eberle. Lower cost. They
Lower
might be
cost.
overvaluing him, but lower cost. You could probably try
Edmonton
at-
will get more return for Hall. Eberle's
Well,
not
of
having
course,
a good
like-
year. His
They're looking for
worth is down right now.
They're looking for a culture change.
But here
And
you
if
go.
that-
No, I
you have to-
understand. I
The
understand.
only guy, and like I understand, Pittsburgh could be a good fit for Taylor Hall or Jordan Eberle. Problem is the only guy that Edmonton would want would be Ole Mata, and there's no way Pittsburgh would trade him.
Wow.
They would not take Chris Letang because of past problems, and no offense.
They don't
like,
need offensive defensemen. They
they
need
don't.
D.
They need a defensive
They have their
guy.
offensive defensemen already. They have too many.
I think
I
the
got
only team that I could see them trading with legitimately,
I could see.
they might not get a goalie out of it.
St. Louis.
Carolina.
No, and see, I understand you're saying
I'm
this.
saying
Hold on.
St. Louis. You have Shattenkirk,
Well, here.
Pietrangelo, Bouwmeester. There's a lot of good defensemen on that team. They
Hold
could
on.
do without.
What
one
would
of
you
them.
want out of
But they're
Carolina? Here's what I'm going to say before you say this.
Okay.
And you get rid of Brian Elliott because you have Jake Allen.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
hold on. Here,
okay.
great.
Can I
Well,
just counter that St. Louis point
Yeah.
quickly? To counter your St. Louis point, Jake Allen this season has kind of not played well, so he hasn't proved that he can be
He's played
step in
pretty
as a
well because
starter.
Elliott's been out for a long time, and St. Louis is in first place right now. Or
His
close
first
to
couple games, he got pulled.
Yeah, but he's
let in
playing
5
extremely
goals
well
and
right
played
now.
let in 4.
But that's also in front
I'm being
of a
devil's
St.
advocate
Louis, like
here.
St.
Yes,
Louis
yeah,
team,
I
okay?
know.
St. Louis, I don't see them getting rid of anybody but Bouwmeester, and there's no way that I don't think that Edmonton would make a gamble on an older defenseman right now. They want a young defenseman.
Offensive defenseman.
Yeah.
nonetheless.
So if
And I don't know where Taylor Hall or Jordan Eberle would fit in St. Louis because they're so deep and they already have unbelievable scoring talent from
They
talent
also
by
have
Tarasenko.
guys in their prospect system, namely Ty Ratty, who can,
Yeah.
like
That's just to your point. It would work. They're definitely they have the assets and the
I don't
players
want
there
it to
to
happen
do it.
because we're screwed if that happens.
Carolina, they would be able to get a goalie potentially out of them and Khudobin.
or Ward.
I
No,
think
no,
he's
I
older.
understand
I
he's
think they want a
older.
younger guy.
I know, I understand he's older,
Yeah.
but you
And
might
Ward's
need.
Ward's getting most of the starts in Carolina right now.
Yeah, it could be Khudobin because I think he's definitely undervalued. He's a decent goalie. They could get either they could get Rask.
Victor the centerman?
Yeah. They could also look at Toulouse. They could look at Elias Lindholm. But the thing about Rask that I like is he's a bigger centerman, and he can also play the wing.
But he's young.
I'm
But
gonna
he's young
toss
as well.
Another player that.
But I don't know what they have defensively. I don't know if they have anything super aggressive defensively. But I was just going to put this out there for comedic purposes. Like, get Ron Hainsey.
I was going to say.
This okay, no, go ahead. Sorry, I'll
To
talk.
add on to Carolina, I mean, I understand it's a culture change, but maybe bring in older guys in terms of bring in the younger guys along, because that's what Edmonton, their average age. We've talked
You
about
could
this
try to get Jeff Skinner.
no,
or
not
Eric
Jeffy
Stahl.
Skinner, Eric Stahl, Cam Ward, or another thing just to count or just to add to your argument, not to counter Dan's, but if I'm Edmonton, I'm going out of conference. Not
You
a chance
have
am I
to.
going to West, because I don't
You
want to
have
play
to.
Taylor Hall. No way.
The
Get outta
other
here.
team that could do it, but it's
I thought
really
of this
steep.
just off my top.
Buffalo,
Yeah.
Jonas Enroth, Tyler Myers, Taylor Hall. I don't know.
Just a thought. Just
but
a thought.
Their first two.
Just a
as well.
thought.
Maybe.
This just popped in my head. I don't know if Edmonton would go for it or not. Because you're getting two young guys who still have to pan out. You look at Anaheim. They have a ton of defensemen right now. They have three very young guys who are playing exceptionally well on defense. The worst of them is probably Hampus Lindholm.
All the
You toss Lindholm and you toss John Gibson, who's not even on their team right now. I'm not saying Edmonton would go for it, but you're getting potentially a future top defenseman and a future top goalie.
But to counter that,
And
before
Edmonton
Greg says,
and Anaheim is not losing very much, and they're getting another top forward.
they're not going to. Okay,
They
to
won't
counter
do it.
yours,
They won't do it for money purposes. They're too close to the cap to be able to afford Taylor Hall right now. Because they have to pay Ryan Kessler, they have to pay Ryan Getzlaff. So
Throw in Matt
essentially,
Bolesky or
you'd
throw
be,
in someone else
you'd be
too.
paying 4 players approximately $25 million. Maybe more. I don't know what
Getsy and Perry
or 7?
8 and a half each.
Okay.
Or one's
So-
8.5 or 8.25. The other one's 8. That is 17 and a
That's
quarter.
16 and a
Or
quarter.
16 and a quarter.
Toss Silverberg in there too.
Here's-
No,
to
but
counter your
what
argument.
you're saying though is
I-
prices are too low. I get that.
It's
deal.
a fantasy trade. It popped in my head, and I figured I would say it.
But it's the West End. They need a defensive defenseman.
I'm not saying I agree with it or I think it's even possibly it happened. I just saying I thought of it, so
I know,
said
but
it.
they don't need an offensive defenseman. They need a two-way D. Tyler Myers, he can do it. But
They need
that's
a top-
smart one.
Whatever defenseman they get needs to be the best defenseman on that team
Yeah,
'Cause
and
they-
I don't
they-
think it would be Hampus Lindholm.
because they don't have a top defenseman.
I think it's too tough. They're really in tough. They just have to literally find.
Tyler Ennis and
They have
Tyler
to-
Myers.
They have to find, and they have to get some luck with prospects, and they need to find some people to get because that deal with Anaheim, it's in conference. Anaheim, I don't know if they're willing to give up John Gibson or even Hampus Lindholm. It's a lot to give up, especially from a young prospect core, which Anaheim has.
Michael Neuver, Tyler Myers.
That's not a starter, though, Novak.
Yeah, he is.
Well,
He's
Neuver
a
and
okay,
Enroth.
I understand that. But what...
Well, I mentioned
just
Enroth,
to
but
add
yeah,
to
either one of their goalies.
add
they
to
said
yours
they
what
wanted
you
to
said
move
earlier, Sherrod. Hampus Lindholm, sure, he's great. Sammy Vatanen, great.
Sammy
But
Vatanen
is it
yeah.
also due to the fact that they're on the number one team in the NHL? And they've never played on in a situation like such as Edmonton. Like, are they a
It's true.
product of what's happening already?
It's true.
I think they definitely fit into the mold of the teams they're playing on. I think that's that.
Yeah.
But
I
we got to
agree.
move on from this.
Yeah.
Obviously, Edmonton's a train wreck, and really nobody has the answers. And
Not
I
gonna
think
lie.
you need a fresh set of eyes on there to change the structure.
I'd say
Not gonna lie, it's kind of fun to watch.
upper management. Good.
Yeah, there you
Fix-
go. Get rid of
This
it.
season's done. They can't.
They
They're
can't.
eliminated
They're
from
eliminated.
playoffs.
Do you guys agree Eakin should not have been fired?
No,
I don't think he was.
I don't think
right
that was the right play.
No,
move.
no.
They had to do something. I just unfortunate that happened.
That was the wrong move.
I believe on Tuesday night, Washington, Florida had a 20 round shootout, the longest in NHL history.
11 goals.
11 goals were scored.
It took 17 and a half minutes to play it.
Washington has now been in both the longest shootouts in NHL history. The first one, the Merrick Malik
Oh, the between
shootout
the legs.
against
Really?
New York. So yeah, so
Who
Florida.
got the goal? Nicky Buke?
Bukestad.
Pukestad.
That was a fine. Did everyone shoot?
Yeah, everyone shot.
Everyone shot. Nicholas Backstrom is the first player in NHL history to shoot twice in the shootout.
And then the next one was Ovechkin for.
Yeah.
And he actually.
You know what's funny?
Here's the crazy thing. Florida faced elimination 5 times. And they scored all 5 times.
They have young guys who
to
can
keep it
do
going.
it.
I'm just
Yeah.
saying, that's unreal.
That's crazy.
I would have taken Nicky too.
Now-
Or Marcus Johansson.
Here's the thing: is if Florida won that game, if Florida had lost, that would have been 9 OT/shootout loss this year. Currently, they have 8. They are on pace for 22.6 overtime shootout losses this season.
Jets are on pace
That's
for close to that.
22. So round down then, I guess. That is 22 points just for losing.
Yeah.
I don't like that loss point.
Jets are roughly around 14.
Statistically saying they probably won't get that high, but obviously they're on pace for that. But
That's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah,
Wow, weird.
I have to throw this story out there. I don't know if you guys heard about goalie in the AHL. He played 36 seconds in a game the other night. He gave up 3 goals in 21 seconds. He was pulled after 36 seconds. They did his goals against average, what it would have been for the game. They did 3 divided by 36, times it by 60 to get 60 seconds, times it by 60 to get 1 minute, times it by 60 to get 60 minutes. You know what his goals against average for the game was? 300.
That's crazy.
300.
You get tired after you hit probably 15.
I'm just saying. He played
Let it
36
go.
seconds. They gave up 3 goals in 21.
rough.
That was his goals
What team
against.
was that?
It's rough.
It was against Philly's farm team. I don't know who he plays for.
Adirondack. Or Lehigh.
Lehigh
Valley,
yeah.
right.
I read that. I'm like, that's...
So currently the NHL is experiencing some streaky teams. Calgary with 6 straight losses. Toronto with 6 straight wins. Columbus
the
with 7
ship is
straight wins.
sinking in Calgary.
And Carolina has lost 6 straight. Funny thing, Carolina and Toronto meet tonight. The 2 6s in a row, so something's got to give there. And I have a feeling that Toronto's going to lose this game, which sucks.
You want me to tell you what scores?
I don't want the score. Right
No
now.
scores. So speaking of, one of the first times I could ever think of, a coach getting an extension on a losing streak. Craig Hartley, multi-year extension.
Yeah.
Bob
No,
Hartley.
not
Weird.
Bob Hart. No, Craig.
Bob.
His name is
Craig.
He
Bob.
coached the Thrashers. I know
His
who
name
he
is Bob.
Why did I write Craig?
Bob is a simple name
Bob
to
Hartley.
remember.
B-O-B.
No, I
Crazy
got it.
French
I'm
Canadian
just
guy.
wondering why Craig.
Yeah,
Bob
but
Craig.
to be fair, that extension was in the works for weeks. So I don't think it's indicative of the slide they're in right now.
No, of course not. I think
team-
it's very cool.
Even if that team nosedives and misses the playoffs, and even if they're close, they still have exceeded expectations.
Yeah,
And
I think
we
they have.
haven't-
Everyone
seen
thought they were
Sam
going to be
Bennett
dead
yet.
last.
No, we haven't seen Sam Bennett. Is he gonna? Okay, if he comes back from injury, is he gonna play in the NHL, or is he just
He
gonna go
hasn't
back to
played
the
the 8
junior?
games yet, so I mean,
Wow.
I don't know the rules on how that would work.
Okay, Stadium Series jerseys have been released. Have you guys seen both of them?
Chicago and Washington?
No, Stadium
San
Series.
Jose, LA.
San Jose,
Oh,
LA.
yeah.
Thoughts?
Not a fan.
Remind me of, San Jose ones remind me of the old Ottawa layout, kind of.
San Jose reminds me of the jerseys they had when they first came in the league, kind of.
I don't mind them. I'm totally okay with it.
I really don't.
They're
okay.
much better than the Capitals Winter Classics. Those
No
are
way!
terrible.
What?
Those are so bad.
No way! I like those. The one thing I'm not a big fan of these jerseys are how the collar's a different color. Like, I don't like
Yeah,
that.
I don't like that either.
No, how big it is. Sorry, I don't mind collars that are different colors, but how big it is
Oh, okay.
like noticeable.
It's very noticeable.
Yeah.
What do you guys think so far? Obviously, besides Sagan playing unreal and he's leading the league in goals, 2 guys that are surprisingly up there are Tarasenko and Rick Nash. What do you guys think of that so far this season?
Tarasenko hit another.
I just want to say something creepy regarding Tarasenko since it's on it. St. Louis, can you name their top line?
Right now?
Position.
In
no.
position?
Schwartz, Tarasenko, and I know it. Who's your centerman?
Yuri Laterra.
That's it. Yep.
The guy from the KHL?
Yep.
Hold on. No. That's not this freaky thing. What's the first letter?
Fuck.
STL.
Fuck.
Their top
Fuck.
line is STL. Mamma mia. What? Come on. Yeah, STL. St. Louis is top.
Tarasenko's their center.
Well, they can all play center, but Tarasenko primarily is a center.
That line is tearing it up.
STL in that order on paper too. I don't know. I was watching TSN. I know I shouldn't make a big deal out of this, but I'm like, St. Louis is top line. There's Schwartz, Tarasenko, and Laterra. And I'm like, Schwartz, Tarasenko. Oh my god!
Here's the thing: they had the big free agent signing of Paul Stastny. He's their third center right now.
Yeah. He's
Well,
kind of
speaking
in a
of like
bust.
throwing money at guys,
$7 million for a
Nash.
third line center.
well, that's crazy. But like throwing
Holy
money
shit.
a couple years ago, this is a player New York wanted the Nash to be, and it
and
took
he
him a
is.
couple years, but he got there.
He got it.
He got it.
So,
I
you
didn't
know what?
know-
I'm really happy with him. Like, I'm really proud of him because a lot of people said that he's kind of
Yeah.
past his prime.
Yeah.
And he's dominating that team right now.
Yeah, they're like, he'll only be good when he plays by himself. He's never going to be good when he plays with anyone. And I'm like, how does that make
Well,
sense? That is
he's
stupid.
kind of playing by
He's star-
himself this year because no one
he's-
else in New York's really doing much.
He started really well when there was no step on and kind of continued to play really well with step
and
on
he's
back.
kept it up. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I like it.
You know what? I'm
Impressive.
proud of him. Good for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. I mean, mind you, does he have? I mean, they always use like Rick Nash T. I saw on
Nash.
NHL's
Nasty.
Instagram. I saw a picture of a fan wearing a Philip Forsberg jersey, but they took away the FOR and taped over Scoresberg. Philip Scoresberg, you darn tootin', that's his nickname.
That's awesome.
Who's the NHL's? I don't know why we're way off topic, kinda, but oldest NHL top line.
Ever?
Which team?
No,
Oh, which
currently,
team?
currently.
Vancouver.
Which team? Ooh, that's number 2. Who's number 1?
New Jersey? Yeah.
Ah,
Because it's
What
old
are their
men.
combined ages? New Jersey first.
Wait, Okay, it's Yager, Camilleri, and
No,
who
it's
else?
a Gomez Havlat Yager.
So 42. Gomez is
96.
38.
96.
Okay.
So that's, I'm at 79.
I just guessed.
79. They are 79, 30, 101.
109.
Woo!
If you can, and that's not counting months and days, just age. And then Canucks with the Sedins and for
That's what I was thinking.
102.
Guys,
Wow.
Oh,
Scott Gomez has 2 goals this year. He had 2 goals the past 3 seasons.
guess what? He's on pace for more than that.
Guess what?
Buckle
Shit's hitting
up.
the fan.
Devils are the oldest team at 30.5 years
Yeah.
of age.
They play old time hockey.
Yeah. Oh,
Literally.
And I
any
watched,
other-
and I paid to see them play this year.
I feel bad for you.
They're in the bottom 3, guys.
I had tickets to
They're
that game
never
and I
leaving
said
that.
no.
They're not in the bottom 3.
No,
Oh, the bottom
they're-
3 like teams
They're
you don't want to
Cam's
see.
bottom 3 teams. I'm not paying my own money. to
You
go
wouldn't
see.
want to go see Vladimir Tarasenko?
Let me guess.
Maybe this year.
Cam,
The STL team?
Let me guess.
STL.
The 3 teams Cam would never go see. LA,
With my own money.
New Jersey.
Greg already said it like
But
30
just said
seconds
it.
ago.
What'd you say?
I'm not telling you. You have to
We've
figure it
talked
out.
about them in the last 2 minutes.
Phoenix?
2! St.
See, like, he
Louis.
can't see
I
Phoenix.
was gonna say St. Louis.
I
'cause
can't see Phoenix. Why?
Yeah, because they're Arizona now.
No, that's true.
Ah! That's 5! That's 5 push-ups, Dan! Yes!
We haven't been following that rule.
Yes, we have!
Nuh-uh.
That's 5, Dan!
It's been
Dan!
Nope.
I broke it earlier in the show. I gotta be honest.
It's been broken.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention then.
I'm not doing them.
Any other mailbags?
Guys, Crosby's coming back in the lineup tonight after having an enlarged jaw
Is his face
from the
look
mumps.
normal?
Did anybody else see that picture?
Yeah!
Oh my god, that was
Looked
hilarious.
like he got punched in the face real
Oh.
hard.
It's okay. Randy Turner,
Yeah, beat writer for Jets.
free press guy. I don't know if you guys follow his Twitter, but he's pretty witty. This was before Stewart went down. This is when Trouba went down. His tweet was, "Well, Mumps doesn't look so bad now."
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. It's kind of a pandemic though. It's crazy.
There's more guys today that are getting tested for it.
690 current NHL players, and
Yeah,
out of that,
14?
14 of them have it. Possibly 15.
Possibly
With
15.
Fleury.
Pittsburgh, no, Fleury goes tested negative.
Bennett.
so-
Bennett.
Bennett, Bortuzzo, Crosby.
Oh, yeah, no, there's enough. Like, it's crazy.
It's
The
ridiculous.
possibility of cases is around the upper 20s, and the amount of times that normal and I weirdly looked this up the other day, like the average doctor, even in the States, sees it, possible mumps cases, up to 3 times a year. The
Yeah,
average doctor
it's very
might
rare.
see it 3 times a year. Most doctors report 0.
It's,
Well, that was like-
it's also something that a lot
It's
of
so rare.
older adults were immunized for it, but apparently now they're figuring out that even if you're immunized, say 30, 40 years ago, might not be effective still.
So we could
Um,
actually be hitting a mumps
yeah.
outbreak.
And interesting
That's not
fact,
in the NHL.
apparently the entire Jets team has been vaccinated for it recently
Well, yeah, because they had to
to-
play Anaheim
to
on
prevent-
twice in a row.
to prevent an outbreak.
Talk about literal
So-
that nickname of going through Death Valley. I'm like, am I right? Am I
No.
right? Oh my god.
Hey, guys,
Sorry.
Are you telling
It's a
me you don't
mumpy
want
ride.
mumps?
Yeah!
Are
What?
you telling me you don't want the mumps? You don't want to look like Glenn Quagmire from the Family Guy?
No, I don't want to look
Did
like
you see those memes of like Crosby and then Glenn Quagmire's face side by side?
I can see it now that I know what Quagmire looks like. I
Hilarious.
know what Quagmire looks like.
Hilarious.
Were there any trades this week, guys? Besides the Jets?
You
one?
clearly have one, and I can't think of it.
Mhm.
Wait.
He's
Mm,
gonna get there.
mm. Jerry D'Amigo for Luke Adam.
That was a trade?
That was the trade.
Buffalo
Jerry
and Columbus.
Oh,
Look it up.
Okay, well that was a trade I missed. The
Both-
Hawks traded away
Both
Jeremy
former Leaf players.
Jeremy Morin.
Leaf
Columbus.
prospects.
for Tim Erickson.
Oh,
Jets? Come on.
And they spelled
We
it-
could have got Jeremy Moore for like
Wasn't he
to
already?
Postma.
Wasn't he already our guy?
Jeremy Moore?
He was
No,
a Thrasher guy that got
He was a
traded.
Thrasher pick.
Yeah, and he got traded there for Buff.
No,
Yeah.
Andrew,
Ladd.
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 It was a pick for, yeah.
That's true. I'd take. That's a. Nah, I'm alright with that.
No, I'm just saying we could have.
I don't know if you guys saw it,
Obviously,
but-
it's not the same situation at all.
Tim Erickson's first practice, they spelled his name wrong on his jersey.
Oh, really? Thomas Raccoon retired after 15 years.
Oh, good for
It was
him.
a
Great
quiet
career.
retirement. I like it.
Okay. Now into the McDavid watch as we move
McDavid
on.
watch
Do you have the
15.
standings there?
Yeah, bottom 5. Philly, Colorado, Arizona, Edmonton, Carolina. There you go. That means Colorado's in the race to get Eichel or
Oh, Christ.
McDavid.
That's
Yep.
the last thing that we need.
So, guys, to finish the show before we have really our last show before New Year's. It's not next week. We can't do next week because next week's Christmas.
No, next is Boxing Day.
Friday's
Christmas.
Boxing Day.
Oh,
And you have your family stuff on Boxing Day.
So do I.
okay.
We
Yeah.
can-
Yeah, and then the next day is New Year's. So we won't be back here until New Year's, unfortunately.
We're not
Are we
for
doing
2
one
weeks?
New Year's?
So what you're saying is when we come back, the Jets could be in last place.
What we're saying is it's going to be a long time before
With the lack of defense.
And
We're
the World
here.
Juniors done Captain Lazar.
When we come back,
Yeah.
Cam will either be really happy or he'll be gone.
Yeah, one or the other.
I'll be,
So obviously,
I'm gonna off myself.
everyone who's listening, have a safe and happy New Year and Christmas or holidays or whatever you celebrate. But before we leave you guys, Christmas wish list for this year. Go ahead. We'll go around the
Is
table.
this the special thing we're doing?
Yes, we're doing 2 special things. There's something after this. as well.
Christmas wish list?
Yeah, what do you
How
want
many
for
am I
Christmas?
allowed on my list?
One thing that you want besides World Junior Gold.
That was gonna be my one.
Yeah.
Besides World Junior Gold,
It does not have to be hockey related. It could just be anything related.
that's fine. A bag of cheese curds. I haven't had them in a while.
Ooh,
Gonna keep it real sane. To clear up, in my family, once you turn 18, you really don't get Christmas gifts or birthday gifts. So I pretty much I get a stocking, which is fine. I don't care.
I'm going to be selfish. I want one of my teams to actually win something in my lifetime. I want an Eagles Super Bowl.
What? You can't Christmas
That's
wish
more
that?
of a birthday wish than anything else.
That's not. What?
Fine.
Whoa.
No,
What
no.
do I
I mean,
want?
you can keep it. That's fine.
That's fine. Like we'll allow you that one. Like that's yours.
That feels like that's
That-
one of the
that
special
covers-
wish you shouldn't tell anyone.
That's like
I
5
know.
years worth of Christmas wish.
That's fine. I'm being
There
selfish.
you go.
I want it.
Yeah, okay. You can
Okay.
be selfish.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
A
mind
team
seeing-
that I've cheered for has never won anything in my lifetime.
Okay, I got another question after you go, Greg.
I want one of 2 things: a tin of hockey cards
A tin?
to open because
Oh,
I was
Gucci?
at no, not Upper Deck. I was at Walmart the other day while I was shopping for my nephew and niece. Let me tell you, Barbie aisle, that's weird to go down, especially when you're with another 23-year-old male. That's weird.
Yep.
People give you weird
Real
looks.
weird.
I was there
Yep.
with Trevor, and he was looking for his cousin. I was looking for my niece.
Real weird.
Yeah, it was a little interesting. Let me put that way. And then I went to the hockey card aisle. I was like, oh, I kind of want
You
hockey
have
cards.
hockey card?
Yeah, they have hockey cards there with
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Pokemon cards, and Magic
Are they
cards.
expensive?
They're like $30 for a tin or something like that. Not too
Oh,
expensive.
halfies. You want to do half?
We could do halfies.
I'm down with
There you
that.
go.
Okay.
The other thing I wouldn't mind is I was shopping for my nephew. I found the old Star Wars collectibles, like the collectible action figures. I want to buy some. That's the other
Really?
thing I want.
That'd be cool.
So I did. So I'm secretly starting his collection of Star Wars figurines. I also got him. I got him a what is it? One of the dinosaurs from Transformers, the main one.
Dinobots?
One of the Dinobots, but I can't remember
They probably
the
have
main
names,
guy.
but I
The
forget.
main guy. I can't remember the
I'm
main
just
guy.
gonna
Did
say.
they even say their names?
Yeah,
before?
Grimlock. I got him Grimlock, and it
Grimlock.
actually fully transforms into a dinosaur and then back into Grimlock. It's pretty sweet. But
Greg,
I
you're
got
not
that.
supposed to open it before you give it to someone.
Guys, I wanted to play with it, okay?
You can't open it and then wrap the toy
What
up.
the hell?
I did.
Oh, I just want to
did
say,
it.
speaking of cheese curds, Brett, he's actually born in Wisconsin. I would love Wisconsin cheese curds, but we only have Bothwell here.
Brett,
Bothwell's good.
Brett,
Still not
give
bad.
us your
Mailing
mailing
address.
information. You can mail Cam some cheese curds.
And we'll mail you a
Poop in a
picture
bag.
of us.
Poop in a bag.
Why poop in a bag?
You guys
No, that'd
have
be
promised
mean.
him
Sorry, not
holiday
pooping
cards
bag.
for
We
like
did.
3 weeks. Have you even
We'll
made
send
them?
it late,
Have
'cause
you
it
made
won't
We'll
them?
send you a written letter saying thank you from all of us.
It's-
we'll like
it's-
write
You
gotta
3
send a
nice things
picture.
about
It's
you.
literally going to be a piece of paper that says thank you. That's it.
No, we're gonna write 3 nice things
That's
about
gonna be
Brett.
Dan's paper.
3 nice things about Brett that we
Yeah.
like and that we appreciate about him, and then a thank you, personalized bass with a picture
And he
without clothes on.
okay. We'll wear jerseys though.
Can we make it like the Vanity Fair picture?
I have a question for him if he feels like answering a question
Oh wait,
this week.
No.
he did answer a question. They read Pledge of Allegiance, so I
Yeah.
pledge allegiance.
So thank you
to
for
the
listening all the way to the
That's
end because
awesome.
we don't talk.
And
about
I have a
Chick-fil-A.
question if you feel
Go
like
ahead.
answering a question. I want to know if he thinks the Jets will be able to survive without their top 4 defensemen.
Good question.
Very
And
good question.
Dan, what did you wish for again? The Eagles.
Eagles Super Bowl.
Okay.
What is your Christmas wish?
What's your Christmas wish? Everybody.
Everybody, what do you want for Christmas?
What's
And
your
then
second question?
My second question. What do you?
You
mean?
said you had one of
Surprise.
two.
One of
surprises.
2 things.
Happy things.
No,
Oh,
but
my second
earlier.
thing. What's your New Year's resolution?
Oh, man.
I want to
Yeah.
actually do a mini workout every day. I want to do
Mini workout.
some type of workout every day. I hate crunches. They hurt my back.
I hate crunches.
They hurt my back a lot. I want to buy one of those things that shock your belly. It's like, I will
New
not
Year's
buy
resolution?
stupid shit.
resolution.
Stop eating food late at night. It's a bad habit.
That's the only time I eat food. That's
Yeah,
probably
me too.
where my belly is getting from.
Yeah.
You too? That's it? Or what's yours?
I don't really know what my. To have a New Year's resolution.
A healthy
I
Jets
don't know.
defense.
You know what I love? You know
It's
what I
not a
love?
resolution.
That's not a resolution.
It's a wish.
I would like me to see like would actually like to continue something for long enough to see the results of something.
So like working out.
So like working out,
And video games don't count.
school, and my YouTube channel. I'd like to actually pursue those things for long times
Commit.
and commit hard.
Okay.
Not to
Fit.
women, because I'm not into committing to women right now. Because women are freaking crazy. Doesn't mean I'm gonna
Hey.
go and commit to a guy. It's
Let's
cool if
clear
you're
this
okay with
up.
that.
Women
but I'm
are
not
awesome.
This
Greg's
just-
is bitter
this
right
got
now.
off topic.
Okay,
A little bitter.
I'm gonna. Okay, that's your
Bitter.
wishes. You've asked for a lot. I just want to.
I didn't ask for a lot. I said a hockey card
You're
or
pretty
Star
selfish.
Wars collectibles.
Greg's
And then
pretty
your
selfish.
non-commitment to women.
Yeah, but that's a New Year's resolution. That I'm going to commit to other things and not care about women.
Oh, okay. Let's.
Because, like, I honestly,
I
in
have a
2014, I put a lot of emphasis on trying to put time aside to get a lady friend, and it's gotten me nowhere because women are freaking
they
different
could
creatures.
sense the creepy. They could sense that. They could
My
sense
aggressive
your
nature?
desperateness.
I wasn't
Aggressive
desperate. I was
Aggressive
just like-
nature. Here's
I was
my question,
aggressive.
because Dan sparked me.
Apparently, girls don't like it when you tie them up and throw them in the back seat of your car. Apparently, they don't like that.
Okay, well.
Yeah, it's kind of frowned
And
upon.
then at the end of the day, they don't like falling in love in the backseat of a cop car. Just putting that one out there.
In a fucking cop car. Damn it.
Okay, go ahead, Cam.
Dan's wish inspired me, or it made me think of this. If you guys could have one of your favorite teams,
I think you asked us this
win
before.
its their championship, I'll bring it back again.
Toronto.
But the rest of your teams will not win for 25 years.
He definitely asked this question in a podcast. I'm
Is
don't
it
remember.
is it the Jets, Dan, or is it another team? What team would you pick? And
Leafs.
mine is Flyers. No.
So
no
the
question.
Jets are going to win a Stanley Cup, and the Eagles Bombers are not going to.
Every
win.
other one of your teams will not win a championship for 25 years.
How many will the Jets win? Is it
Just one,
Just one.
guaranteed one.
Jets?
Guaranteed one.
Jets.
I go Leafs. 110%.
Jets thrash.
I go
I
Flyers.
will. I have already thought about this. I thought about this the other day. If the Leafs win the cup, I don't even know what I'm going to do with my life. But, like, I
Don't-
will lose it.
Greg,
And
I don't want to burst your bubble, but Bob McKenzie said they're not winning the cup this year. So
that's fine.
It's
I
over.
already pretty much have come to terms with
Hold
the fact
on.
they won't win for another 5 years. So that's
Greg and
myself.
I are on the opposite corner in terms of what team we've chosen. If it came down to the Leafs or Jets, would
Leafs.
you be equally happy if the Jets won?
No.
No?
No.
I don't think I would either.
And the reason being is
what if
not
one
that I
team
don't
won
want,
and the other team never won in your lifetime?
I would still want Leafs because they'd have. I have been a
Flyers
fan.
or Jets?
Flyers.
I have been a fan of the Leafs
We're
since I was like since I was born.
See,
they're
that's
the team.
what-
They're my boyhood team. That's
Yeah,
why I
but
want to
Cam's
see
been
them
a
play.
Flyer fan since September.
That's it. Fully on since it was really this October.
October.
Sorry,
October.
October.
They've always been Team 2, but here's the thing. When it came down
But
to
one
the
year
Flyers,
the Jets are one of the best teams in the league, and each year
when it came down to the Flyers or Jets, like even back when, like people would ask, "What would you rather have?" And it's like the inner hipster in me. It's like, well, not everyone like. I could enjoy it a little bit more. 'Cause
So
I
if
could
the
be
Jets
like,
played the Flyers in the Cup final and the Jets won, would you cry?
that the Flyers lost,
Yes.
there'd be no tears.
Would you be mad?
Like the
I
thing
always
is,
they beat the Flyers.
Yeah. Would you be mad?
Yeah, I'd be mad, but I'd still appreciate that. Like
the Jets
I would
won.
I could still celebrate a little bit, but I'd be happier for my friends that they could celebrate that the Jets won. It'd be great for the city.
You know what I would be like? I would be mad. I'd start stabbing people. You'd be like, really? You get the joy of watching one of your teams win? For the record,
You know
none
what?
of the
Hey,
teams I cheer for in any major sport has ever won a championship.
That's why I want the
Ever.
Eagles to win a Super Bowl.
Ever.
Because they have
And some people,
have a shot.
you know what? And then there's the assholes like, I'm a Seattle Blankets fan, and then New England Patriots fan, but then this year I'm a Seattle Seahawks fan, and then like I'm also like an OKC fan.
Must
No, I'm
be
a
tough
Miami
cheering
Heat
for
fan.
teams that always win.
Ugh.
I've
My
seen
God.
out of all, I think we definitely talked about this. Out of them, I've seen Riders win twice.
Fuck you.
I've seen the Giants win 3 times, but they started me. I jumped on the wagon in 2010, but I've stuck with that wagon, so at least I'm holding on. My upper forearms hurt, but I'm holding on.
Hey, don't worry. There's room.
Vikings have never won in the NFL, so that's a thing.
Don't worry. I'm the name of
You know what's
Vikings.
awesome though? I've watched the Thrashers Jets now for like 15 years, so I'm so used to cheering for a team that now that they're like 6 games over 500, I'm like, woo!
What do we?
Woo!
What do we get mad about? What do I get mad about now? Like you're so used to being bitter. I know. Well, that's like with the Vikings.
After they lost to Anaheim, I'm like, okay, now they're gonna get smoked by Buffalo, and it's like, oh, they won. Okay, it's like you're like waiting for the crash, but it hasn't happened yet.
Maybe it's now.
Maybe.
So, let's wrap up. I have a question for all the listeners. and this will be the question of the podcast. Besides what you want for Christmas, because really, put that down below, but this is the real question. Have you ever fully committed and fully followed through with any of your New Year's resolutions ever?
Like,
that's the question of the
like
podcast.
forever? Like
Yeah,
permanently?
to anyone listening.
Well,
I
no,
want to know
just
if, like,
the full-
if you're like, hey, I want to commit this year to working out every day or working out on a set schedule, do you actually follow through with it for like a long period of time? Maybe a year, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 5.
I've seen Cam break 2 New Year's resolutions, and it was the same one both times.
I'm doing it again.
No food?
No chips or
No
pop.
chips.
Oh, and the first
I
time
can't do that.
And when he
I can't
breaks
do
it, he breaks it hard.
See, like, the thing for me is I can give up chips, no problem. It's the pop and the Slurpees I cannot give up. But, guys, it's been a wonderful 2014 doing this.
It's been a great
podcast
6
with you
months.
guys.
It's been a slice.
It's been 6 freaking months, guys. So, you know what? Cheers with this lock.
to another 6 months.
Potentially.
Mm-hmm.
When we come back, hopefully our country will be golden again.
Well, we'll come back before they're golden,
Okay.
but we'll be
They'll
able
be
to
on
talk
the
about it.
cusp of gold.
Yeah. They will be. So,
Unless the Jets go into a no spin and we just never come back. It's possible.
to all those listening, happy holidays, happy New Year,
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy
Go Jets,
all that
go.
good stuff.
Merry Christmas.
go Leafs, go. Email, do things to Cam to make him realize the Flyers suck.
Say hi to your loved ones for us.
Yeah.
That's
Enjoy
creepy.
your New Year,
That's kind of weird.
Bye.
I'm sorry.
And
drunk.
safety.
especially the young
Turkey.
kids.
You need one more word. Safety, turkey.
Friendship.
Boom.
Nailed it.